everything is created through consciousness, and that we are consciousness, and that there are existences beyond our limited perception. What we were talking about this morning is what he's saying in a different way. And he's saying that consciousness also enters into our thinking, meaning that our thinking needs to be, our thinking will continuously to change depending upon the amount of consciousness or the awareness or knowledge we attain. Meaning the mind can only understand so much by depending on how much consciousness it can actually handle. It means that we're not our mind, we're not our body. There is an ocean of consciousness that exists out there. And we don't have a sense of that reality. We only have a sense of that reality by the perception of our mind. And as consciousness keeps traveling through our mind, we keep understanding that we are so much greater than with what we are. Do you understand that? So what that means is that you come and you meditate, or you come to a retreat, and you keep hearing similar messages over and over, reworded differently. So the brain that really doesn't know how to be happy, and that sounds really strange. So we really don't know how to be happy. We might have a level of happiness, but how much happiness do we actually have? So happiness is something that we have to earn. Peace is something that we have to earn. So what's happening is that as we keep entering into these fields of conscious by growth, by learning, our social behavior in our environment with friends and everything else begins to change. It's not a corporation we change ourselves, and then we change a corporation. We don't change a family, we change ourselves. We don't change our friends, we change ourselves. He's saying that consciousness is the foundation of our entire existence, and that the realm of well-being or social integration or social relation changes depends upon how much consciousness or education we expose ourselves to, because that changes the infrastructure of our perception. So our mind says we are in the universe, and consciousness says the universe is within us. This is the duality. And that is why the brain has a difficult time in processing this information, because I'm teaching you that the universe is within you, and we're all in a world that we keep seeing that we're a part of the universe. It's like saying you are God, and you're saying, no, I'm not God. Well, you are the universe. The universe is within you. You are not within the universe. And that's where this duality constantly comes in. Meditation breaks the barriers where we're no longer a physical matter in the universe. We become the universe and experience these fields. This is how you get free from the cycle of karma. If we keep being in the density of the lower vibrations and keep thinking that we are in a universe, a person in the universe, we never get off that wheel of karma. But if we sense that the universe is within us, and that God is within us, and we look at it purely from a conscious perception, we get off that wheel and life becomes easier. When you take out 10 seconds, when your husband or your daughter or it doesn't really matter. If you take out 10 seconds of your first response, it's how you change these neural networks. Because we know our first response when we're upset or angry is of a 2-year-old. I mean, that all became really clear. So we've learned our first response is of a 2-year-old. Then we go into what's called neural netways or pathways, is what we've learned behavior. So now we go from a 2-year-old respond to what our neural pathways are in the brain. But if I all of a sudden take one step back and say, I'm just listening, I'm not reacting, or this thought no longer serves me, this song no longer represents me, or I just take out several seconds, these neural pathways that are hardwired to each other begin to unwire and create new neural pathways. So when somebody yells and screams, you're going, Okay, so when is she done screaming? Okay, good. And that's a new neural pathway that is just created. So the emotion that once was there isn't there. So there are several responses. There's the 2-year-old that always responds, and then there's the ancestors and all their beliefs that are embedded in neural pathways. And so if you keep saying, oh, my job, I'm really worried about my job, I really don't like my job, I really don't like my boss, and you keep repeating this, you keep re-hardwiring the same neural pathways instead of saying, time for something greater, time for something greater, time for something better, time for a big change, mama's ready, let's go. Then these neural pathways are rewired into something greater. But if we keep talking about the same nonsense, the same pain, the same frustration, these neural pathways which create this new field of consciousness do not create this new field of consciousness because it can't. Because we keep talking about the same thing, the same thing, same thing. And so we need to learn to step out of the first reactive neural pathway response. Take 10 seconds out of the behavior. Even 5 seconds, 2 seconds. The one thing in which I did in the beginning a lot was this inner child and this ego that didn't want change. So I would literally stand in a moment and say, I'm well, I am whole, I am complete. I am loved. I am whole, I am well, I am complete, I am loved. I am whole, I am well, I'm complete, I am loved. The amount of rage that I used to have, I can't even begin to tell you. The anger and the rage, because I'm an abused victim that doesn't get language or doesn't get therapy or doesn't get the proper help. Imagine what kind of rage is inside of them. And so I needed to keep reminding myself, I am whole, I'm well, I'm complete, I'm loved. I'm whole, I'm well, I'm complete, I'm loved. I used to shake so badly, I can't begin to tell you. I mean, I could literally throw a person against the room with the amount of rage that would be inside my body. So am I fooling myself, or am I changing my neural pathways? I'm changing my neural pathways to live a more productive life. But I couldn't stop the anger because the anger was just too much to say, stop this crap, it's too much. So I started off simpler by saying, I'm whole, I'm well, I'm complete, I am loved, I'm okay. I would find simple things that I could say at the time, and then when I would say, oh, she's such a, I would say, before I even finished the sentence, I would say, Namah Shivaya. So before I could even finish a sentence of a judgment about someone, I would go, Namah Shivaya. Or I would say, this thought does not serve me, this thought does not represent me, I now delete this thought. Namah Shivaya does exactly the same thing. I bow to the God within myself. Om, vibration of the world, Namah Shivaya. So if someone is talking to you, your mind is wandering off, and you are deeply engrossed energetically, and you just chant, oh yeah, Nama, oh great, Shiva, oh wonderful, la. I'm not joking. I'm telling you, it changes. Often these people go, well, looks like you're not paying attention, I'll see you later. No shit. When did this take you? 15 years to get? I don't want to hear about your kitchen being plugged. You know, I don't want to. Now I'm at this point, I don't want, I want to hear about things, you know, kitchen, can you help me unplug my kitchen sink? Yes. But when someone says, oh, the traffic was bad and, you know, the kitchen sink is plugged, I don't want to hear it. And now I'm at that point, I don't want to hear all that frivolous stuff. I want to hear what your heart has to say. And so now I'm at the point, I'm not interested in all the small stuff. I'm interested in what is real. If you need help fixing your kitchen sink, clearly I'm not the guy, but I will come and I will try. So it's really about what am I bringing into my eyes, my eyes and my thoughts and my hearing? What am I exposing myself to? And that's why when I drive my car, I always have great music on, or chanting music on, or great jazz, or great classical, and I just don't listen to the news.